Welcome everyone. In today's session we will see about packages in Python. So in last session we have seen about modules in Python. Modules is basically a Python file which can contain class, function and variables. And we can create module and we can import those in our main programming code and we can use them. Package is a collection of such modules. So in Python, a package is a way of organizing related modules into a hierarchical directory structure. Package is a collection of modules. A package is represented by a directory that contains __init__.py file. So whenever we create package, this file gets automatically created. And this file, that is __init__py file, which distinguishes a package from a directory. So this is the main difference between normal directory, that means a folder containing file, and a package. So package will contain this init file that is supposed to contain multiple Python scripts. A package is represented by a directory that contains init.py file which is executed, that __init__py. This file gets executed whenever that package is imported. Package can contain other sub packages as well. So within one package we can create another sub packages as well, and which can contains another set of modules as well, which are simply subdirectories. So sub package is basically subdirectories containing their own init.py file and modules. The hierarchical structure of packages allows for a major organized and modular approach to a programming. So hierarchical structure of packages allows for a more organized and modular approach for programming. It makes programming easier to manage and reuse the code across multiple projects. So we can create a package, and inside those package we can arrange or we can create module files which are kind of a similar, and we can reuse those modules and packages in another projects as well. To use a module or sub package within a package, you can import it using the dot notation. For example, if you have a package named my package that contains a module named my module, we can import the module using import keyword import, then package name dot and then module name. We can also use the from keyword to import a specific object from the module. So from module, if you want to retrieve the specific object, then we can use from my package dot module name import my function. If you put specific names, then it will import specific functions. If you put star here, then it will import all the functions from that module. So overall, packages are a powerful feature of Python that allows for a modular and organized code structure, making it easier to develop and maintain larger projects. So main benefit of creating package is it makes the coding easier and arrangement easier. It makes it more organized structure. __init__.py, this file which presents in every package, it helps the Python interpreter to recognize the folder as package. It also specifies the resources to be imported from the modules. If this file is empty, if the __init__py, if this file is empty, that means all the functions of the module will be imported whenever the package is imported. Now we will see one example. So we will see example in which we will create my package 1. My package 1 will be created. Inside that package we will create two modules, that is my module 1 and my module 2. My module 1 contain two functions, let's say m1 and m2, and my module 2 will contain another two functions, that is m3 and m4 functions. So we will create the example like this. So let's create the example. So I am just going to PyCharm. So we will create my package. That package will contain two modules, my module 1 and my module 2. And my module 1 will contain two functions, that is m1 and m2, and my module 2 will contain m3 and m4 functions. And we will import this package in another programming file, and we will directly use this m1 and m2 functions and m3 and m4 functions from my module 1 and my module 2. So let's go to PyCharm. let's create a new package. So how to create a package? Let's select new, and then you can see the option here, new Python package. Let's name the package. So we are going to name it as, let's say, mypkg1. So we have created a Python package. In this package, if you see, by default __init__.py, this file gets created. So whenever we import this package, this file will be executed. Now inside this mypkg1, let's create two modules. So we want to create two modules. So I'm just creating new Python file. Let's name it as my module 1. So we have created my module 1 inside the my package 1, and let's create another module, that is my module 2. So we have created two modules. Now within this my module 1, we will create two functions. So I'm just creating two functions, let's say m1, which will simply print we are inside m1 function of module 1. So whenever this m1 function is executed, it should print we are inside m1 function of module 1. Now we will create another module, another function, that is m2 function. So we will simply name it as def m2. We are inside m2 function of module 1. Similarly, we will create m3 and m4 function inside my module 2. So this is m3 function of module 2, and this is m4 function of module 2. So we have created my module 1, my module 2. My module 1 contains m1 and m2 function. My module 2 contains m3 and m4 function. And this my module 1 and my module 2 are present inside my package 1. So this is the structure which we have created. So we have created my package 1. Inside that we have created two modules, my module 1, my module 2. My module 1 contains m1 and m2 function. My module 2 contains m3 and m4 function. So now we will create another file that is outside of this package. So we will create a new Python file. Let's name it as my main file. So in which, so we have created one Python file. It is already exists. So we will create another file. Let's say new Python file, my program file Python. So we have created one Python programming file, and in this file we will try to import those packages. Right, so we will import m1, m2, m3, m4 functions from my module 1, my module 2, which are present inside mypkg1. So how to import it? So we will simply use from statement. From which package we are going to import? mypkg1. Then we can use import. After package name, from mypkg1, we can mention module name as well. So from mypkg1 dot, what is the module name here? From mypkg1 dot my module 1 import star. So from mypkg1 dot my module 1, that is my module 1, we are importing all the functions that will import m1 as well as m2. After that, similarly we can also import from mypkg1 dot my module 1 my module 2 now, right? So we have to import my module 2 import star. So that will again import all the functions, that is m3 and m4 from my module 2 as well. Now what we can do next, we can simply call those functions. So how to call? We can simply use m1, then m2, then call m3, and then call m4 as well. Now let's execute this file. So when we execute this file, we can see the output, right? So we are inside m1, m2, m3, m4. So all these functions got executed directly. So if you don't import these packages, let's comment this. If you don't import it, then it will not run, so it will throw some error, right? It will throw error because they are not defined. So we have to import those packages, modules, and all the functions from it. So how to import it? So from my pkg1, that is the package name dot the module name which is present, that is my module 1, and then import star. Star means all the functions from my module 1 will be imported. Then second statement will import all the functions from my module 2, and then we can execute it, right? So this is the first example which we have seen. Now let's see another example which will contain sub package as well. So what we will do, we will create my pkg2, that is another package which will contain my pkg3, that is sub package which is present inside the my pkg2, and inside this my pkg3 we will create my module 3. Inside this my pkg3 we will create my module 3 which will contain m5 function. So we will have to import my package 2 first, and then my pkg3, and we have to use my module 3 and then m5 function. So let's see how we can import such kind of situation of sub packages. So let's go to PyCharm. In the PyCharm, let's create new Python file, new package. We will create new package. Let's name it as my pkg2. So we'll name it as my pkg2, and inside this my pkg2 we will create another package, another sub package. So that is another package inside my pkg2. So I am creating another package, that is my pkg3. So every sub package will have its own init.py file. So my package 2 will also have its init.py file, and my pkg3 will also have its init.py file. Now what we will do, inside this my pkg3, so what we have to do, inside this my pkg3 we have to create my module 3. So let's create new Python file. Let's create, so I will create my module 3. So we have created my module 3 inside my pkg3, and in this my module 3 we will create another function, that is m5 function. So let's create def m5. Let's use print. It will simply print we are inside m5 function of my module 3. So it should print we are inside m5 function of my module 3. So we have created a package my pkg2 which will contain another package my pkg3, and inside that my module 3.py file is there, and inside that we have m5 function. Now we are going back to our main program file. Now in this situation, how we can import the sub packages? We can simply use from, then package name, that is my pkg2. So we have my pkg2, then we have to use dot notation, and then my pkg3, and from this we have to import. After package we can again use dot notation, and we can use my module 3. So my pkg2 dot my pkg3 which contains dot my module 3, and then import all. We can simply use import star, that will import all the functions, and after that we can simply use m5. We can call this function directly. So let's run this file. So let's run this file. So we can see the output here, right? So we are inside m5 function of my module 3. So this is how we can import the sub packages and the modules and functions present inside it. So we have seen this example. So let's revise one more time. So in Python, package is a way of organizing related modules into a hierarchical directory structure. Package is basically a collection of modules. It is represented by a directory that contains __init__.py file, and this file will get executed when the package is imported. A package is a directory of Python modules that contains an additional __init__py file which distinguishes a package from a directory that is supposed to contain multiple Python scripts. A package can contain other sub-packages as well. So we have seen the sub-packages scenario as well, which are simply subdirectories containing their own __init.py file and modules. Hierarchical structure of packages allows for a more organized and modular approach to programming. It makes it easier to manage and reuse code across multiple projects. To use a module or sub-package within a package, you can import it using the dot notation. You can also use from my package dot my module import my function. to import the specific function from the module. So overall, packages are a powerful feature of Python that allows us for modular and organized code structure. So that's all. So we have seen example as well. So this is about the packages in Python. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos.